Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight for our Village of Alsip board meeting. Today's February 5th, 2024, and we're going to call this meeting in order at 7:32 p.m. You call a roll, please?
Trustee Dalzell?
Here.
Trustee Juarez Mendoza is absent. Trustee McLaughlin?
Here.
Trustee Murphy?
Here.
Trustee Navas-Barza? Here. Trustee Peretta?
Here.
Mayor Ryan?
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, so for the first time in a long time, I didn't have anything on my report tonight. Next, unless you guys want to hear about cicadas or something like that, we could come up with something interesting. But
Well, we'll blame it all on that double meeting last week.
that's what I'm saying. A little gassed after we just had a meeting, a double meeting last week. So I don't have a report this evening, so we'll just go with that. Let's go with the Clerk Harding's report.
Thank you, Mayor. I have the presentation and approval of the January 29th, 2024 board meeting minutes, and that is all I had, Mayor.
Thank you. The Attorney's report, I have Joe Kankar with us. Joe?
I have nothing, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Engineers report. Mike, I see you got the same report I do.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mike.
So the engineer had just a couple of updates. First one being the 116th Place, 117th Street water main replacement. Joe Ellis DeColin. Contractors have begun picking up plans for bidding. Bid opening is scheduled for February 26, 2024. The Hazel Green and Prairie Junior High Safe Routes to School Sidewalk Project is on track for the April 26th IDOT letting, with construction commencing early this summer. And then finally, we recently had a meeting for the Alsip Bicycle and Pedestrian Plan. Was held last Thursday with the village, CMAP staff, and Epstein, who is the CMAP consultant preparing the plan. The main topic of discussion was communication and outreach strategies with the various stakeholders, which range from government entities, school districts, local businesses, advocacy groups, to residents. Engagement events and activities will be planned throughout the next year to gather information and feedback from stakeholders to help tailor and solidify the plan being prepared. So be on the lookout for these opportunities. And that's all there is.
Also, I'd like to add, I did get confirmation from Roger Early's office, building department. Raj, we finally got the RFP advertised for the roof replacements on Public Work Garage and Pump Station. 9 o'clock meeting tomorrow morning with interested contractors.
That is correct.
When is the deadline for that submittal?
I believe it's the 20, bids are to be open on the 26th.
Bids are due on the 26th of February.
February 26th.
So same night as the water main bid opening.
We approved this some time ago, and Roger had to modify the original RFP, so we've just now got that back up online. We weren't doing the work until spring anyway, but it is officially advertised now then, too. Okay. Raj, just by chance, if anybody didn't apply, I mean, how many interested parties do you have?
I've had 6 reach out to me.
Oh, good.
In the packet, it said please call to notify, to let us know that you'll be attending. So I've had 6 state that they will be there.
Good.
Tomorrow morning, but if they do not show up tomorrow, because it is a mandatory meeting, they will not be able to bid.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Thanks for doing it, too. I know, like you said, you were tweaking a couple of things there, too. Next, we have the public forum. Did anyone in the audience wish to address the board tonight? Anybody? No? Okay. I should ask, too, I'm sorry, I see you got some students in the room. Oh, you guys get agendas? Okay. School always likes those to take back. Let them know you were here. We'll go to our standing committee reports then. Let's start with Finance and IT. Trustee McLaughlin.
Thank you, Mayor. First, I have a request for approval of a list of payroll dated January 26, 2024, totaling $466,006.52. Next, I have a request for approval of a list of accounts payable dated February 5th, 2024. From the recap, General Fund, $92,105.38. Road and Bridge, $66,758.36. MFT, $11,044.95. Pulaski TIF, $2,162 even. Health insurance, $1,062.04. Water and sewer, $55,802.44. Sanitary sewers, $2,840.34. Heritage complexes, $111,066.93. And finally, IPRF grant expense for $608.50, bringing us to a grand total of all funds of $343,450.94. And that's all I have under finance this evening, Mayor.
All right, thank you. Next, the Fire Committee, Trustee Murphy.
No report tonight, Mayor.
Okay. Thank you. Next, Police and Traffic Safety, Trustee Dalzell.
Nothing for this evening, Mayor. Thank you.
All right. I'd like to just certainly thank you, Trustee Dalzell, and certainly Police Chief Miller for coming out last Friday to represent the village on behalf of, we were at the former police officer Jim McGreal's funeral, and the chief had all the command staff out in dress blues. Chief, thank you for doing that. That was very nice, and certainly we appreciate everything the McGreal family's done for the village, and especially Jim's service as a police officer for, what was he, 26?
26 years.
26 years. Thank you very much for doing that. Next, we have the Public Work and Boat Launch Report Committee.
No report tonight, Mayor.
Okay. Thank you. Sewer and Water Report, Trustee Navas-Barza.
Thank you, Mayor. No report.
No report tonight. All right, thank you. Building and Health, Trustee Peretta.
Thank you, Mayor. First on my agenda, I have a presentation and approval of the Building Department January 2024 Monthly Activity Report. In the month of January, there were 45 permits issued. The amount collected, including inspector fees, was $21,727. And the estimated cost of construction was valued at $989,679. And second on my agenda, I have a presentation and approval of the Health Department January 2024 Monthly Activity Report. In the month of January, there were 17 complaints and 11 citations issued. And that concludes my report. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Hey, Roger, can you share with the board, just give an update on some of the construction projects going on too, please, around town?
The Opus project at 5825 118th is underway. They are currently putting up walls on the north building. They tentatively have a prospective tenant as of last week, so they are going to concentrate on that north building as of now. That's kind of their goal, is to finish a north building. Charlie's at the corner of 111th and Cicero is underway. They did get their permits. They did start digging, and they're starting some of the interior work. There's some others that we can talk off camera about that still haven't come to fruition, but we are still currently working on. I think those are the larger of the larger projects that are currently going on.
Exactly. So the Opus development at 118th and Mayfield, this is roughly 196,000 square foot logistics facility that's going up, and they're going to put up one similar to that, almost the same size, on the south parcel too. But like you said, if they've got a prospective tenant, they're going to move on this thing. And they're moving pretty good over there,
They're
too.
moving pretty good. I mean, the second building's going to be 168,000 square feet,
Yeah.
which they're moving along on both, but they're going to concentrate on the north.
In ballpark, Roger, with the two buildings, what are we looking at overall development costs? Around 12
Originally,
million?
I think they started off at 22 million. I
22.
think that'll exceed to probably about 28 to 30 million.
$30 million investment. That's great. And then the other, Charlie's, what he means is Charlie's Philly steak sandwiches, that's going into 111th and Cicero, right next to Wendy's.
Correct.
What are they building now? Is that going to be more kitchen, or what are they doing?
It's going to be a kitchen area, and then they're going to remodel the front,
Okay.
which used to be the auto section where they were selling cars. The other one is DA. The one
Yeah.
that we can talk about is DA at 4,000 West 127th. They're presently getting permits with us, but they're looking to be in there within the next 2 to 3 months. It's the old Dunkin' Donuts right off of 127th. So
Have you ever been in DA's Deli before?
I have not, but I've heard everybody rave about it.
I mean, he's got these monster corned beef sandwiches, and I just saw a video he had online yet too. He had a store, I don't know if he still does, at 159th.
I believe
and
this is
Harlem.
going to be his third
Yeah,
location.
he's got another one at 167th and Laramie, but very good sandwiches, good place and stuff yet too. So
Everybody I've talked to raves about them.
yeah, no, we welcome him in the community as well too. A little more, different, food menu type of thing in that yet too, but good stuff. Thank you, Roger.
Thank you.
Next, Human Resource and Insurance, Trustee Murphy.
Nothing for tonight, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Special Committee reports, we'll start with Economic Development, Trustee Navas Barza.
No report, Mayor.
Okay. Thank you. Village Properties, Trustee McGlohan.
Thank you, Mayor. I have a request for approval to advertise and fill a vacant position as a part-time maintenance person responsible for all cleaning related to the Alsip Village Hall, the Alsip Police Department, and various other village properties. This position pays $18.54 per hour and is represented by the AFSCME service workers, and hours of work are Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m., and on-call for incidentals, which may include weekends. Funding for this position was appropriated in the FY24 budget. And that's all I have, Mayor.
Trustees, I added this on. Roger and I have talked about bringing in, this will be a third person, right, Raj?
Correct. In the past, we did have 4. We did send some people home back in 08, 09. This is kind of bringing on a third. We've been running very lean for quite some time, and we're just trying to get the village facilities cleaned a little bit better than what we currently are.
Very good. Thank you, Raj. Next, we go to Ordinance Legislation, Trustee Peretta.
Thank you, Mayor. First on my agenda, I have a request for approval of an ordinance repealing Chapter 19, Traffic and Motor Vehicles, Article 4, Motor Vehicle Licenses, Section 19-56 through 19-74 of the Municipal Code of the Village of Alsip. Second, I have a request for approval of an ordinance amending Chapter 12, Licenses, Permits, and Business Regulations, Article 1, in general, Section 12-25, Paid Sick Leave, Minimum Wage of the Municipal Code of the Village of Alsip. And that concludes my report, Mayor.
Again, like we have students in the room, and certainly so you understand what the trustee was just reading. Number 1 pertains to a new concept here for the Village of Alsip, that we will no longer require village motorists, businesses and residents to purchase vehicle stickers anymore. We no longer are going to sell vehicle stickers here. That money that was collected for that is actually known as a road tax for maintenance on the streets. That was valued at about $450,000 a year, Mike, right? And we did a 20-year survey to obviously identify that number. And we felt it was easier, and that's why I'm asking the board to approve this. I felt it was easier to incorporate that in our annual tax levy so that all residents, businesses, everyone participates in that particular fund, so it's more so marginal and when it's shared by a bigger pool. Because there were some businesses that we found weren't even purchasing, and, homeowners too, when you're chasing scofflaws and stuff like that, we felt this was a fair system to do. And again, it's less policing, because we really can't access private properties anymore and that kind of thing. So this just kind of cleans up that whole situation, and we still cover the funding at the same time. The second item was just pertains to the Paid Leave Act for all workers, and in this case, the village already has a collective bargaining agreement that meets or exceeds the Public Act as far as the state is concerned. This particular ordinance tonight that we're asking the board to approve actually opts the village out of the county ordinance, right, Joe?
No, this,
Or is that the other way around?
you were already, the village was already taken care of, but under the state law,
I'm sorry,
the
the
park
parks.
districts and school districts were exempt. Cook County brought them in, and they didn't have a lot of discussion or input, request input from those units of government ahead of time. You being home rule can give them the option of not doing that, and it really, with the amount of seasonal workers that they have, it just doesn't make a lot of sense for those types of units of government. So this allows the park district and the school districts within your boundaries to not do that. Now, they still offer paid leave as well, but just not to seasonal workers and stuff. So.
Individual businesses still have to follow the state mandate, though, too, correct? Right. That's all. So, next we'll go to Planning and Zoning and Licenses Committee.
Thank you, Mayor. I have request for approval of a list of licenses dated January 16th, 2024 through January 26th of 2024. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Did anybody have any presentations, petitions, or communications they wanted to share? None? Did anyone want to remove anything from the consent agenda? None? Then I'd entertain a motion to establish the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call number 1 to establish consent agenda. Trustee Dalzell?
Yes.
Trustee Juarez Mendoza is absent. Trustee McGlaughlin?
Yes.
Trustee Murphy?
Yes.
Trustee Navas Barza?
Yes.
Trustee Parada?
Yes.
Motion carries to establish consent agenda.
Thank you. Can I get a motion then to approve the consent agenda as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Item E, approval of an ordinance repealing Chapter 19, Traffic and Motor Vehicles, Article 4, Motor Vehicle Licenses, Sections 19-56 through 19-74 of the Municipal Code of the Village of Alsip will now be known as Ordinance 2024-02-1. Item F, approval of an ordinance amending Chapter 12, Licenses, Permits, and Business Regulations, Article 1, in General Section 12-25, Paid Sick Leave, Minimum Wage, and the Municipal Code of the Village of Alsip will now be known as Ordinance 2024-02-2. Roll call number 2 to approve consent agenda. Trustee Dalzell?
Yes.
Trustee Juarez Mendoza is absent. Trustee McGlaughlin?
Yes.
Trustee Murphy?
Yes.
Trustee Navas Barza?
Yes.
Trustee Parada?
Yes.
Motion carries to approve consent agenda.
Very good. Did anybody have any unfinished business they want to discuss? Any new business? All right, can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. We'll adjourn this meeting. The time now is 7:50 p.m. And again, appreciate everybody coming out tonight. Enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you.